chilly one this morning, boys. It's okay, never mind. It says 60. I thought it was 30 degrees. I don't know what happened. Hey, shut. You can't turn down music when you're in reverse. Okay. Fun fact. Starting out this video with a fun fact. I literally listen to every type of music. That was like rock or like metal. Like I'll listen to that like at the gym or whatever, or if I'm depressed, listen to super sad country music. Like, you know, it's fine. Like I'll just do whatever I want. Anyway, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to yet again another video. Welcome back to the vlog. In today's video, we have some very exciting news. One of my super good friends, Mike, aka Subi Tech, is finally restarting or getting back on the train of building his 1JZ all-wheel drive GC. So this thing is freaking epic. He actually just started making the exhaust manifold, or pretty much the collector for the turbo. And today what we're gonna do is pretty much mount that thing up. He's trying to figure out placement, and also he has these pretty cool, they're pretty much like plastic pieces that he can mock up what he's gonna do for his exhaust manifold. He's definitely gonna go more into detail on how he uses these things. But overall, it's super sick. He just sent me the photo of the turbo yesterday, and this thing's freaking awesome. So we're gonna check it out. Pull up to his house here pretty soon. Showed up at Mike's house. It's too early, but it's okay. It's fine.
It's all right. We can manage.
What do we got going here?
This is gonna be the merge collector for our turbo setup. I started building a little fixture here. We have basically as much room as it looks like there is for a turbo. There's literally no freaking room for a turbo. Like, so if I put it up here, then my downpipe has to make a real hard downward angle, and I wasn't too stoked on that. So I was trying to flip it over so I could get it, like, you know, get the outlet as close to here as possible.
Yeah. But
to do that, that puts this way up here, which means all of my tubes then have to have, you know,
really
a way to get up there. So I have like 4.5, 5 inches right here between this motor mount and that outer CV or the inner CV bearing holder. Yeah. So I'm gonna put the outlet of the turbo right in between the two. So I've got like just a straight shot going right out and then straight down. So it's going to promote good spool that way, having a nice straight section coming right out of it. This is pretty much the coolest thing that I've ever used to build a header.
Yeah.
But if you look at all the sides of all of these, they'll actually tell you what size the material is, what kind of material it's for, the angle you've got, and this piece itself is equivalent to 1 inch in length on your runner. So when you click them all together, you can literally add up all the pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And you get it in. Get set up on here, and we're gonna do something like this. Right. So we're just gonna start working with this. We're gonna send it straight over there once this guy is mounted, and that's gonna be our first step for today.
Kind of like if you're not following along at all, this is just supposed to mimic the exhaust manifold. So he's gonna pretty much build it. And then once he has all those pieces put together and it's how he wants, then he pretty much has every measurement, every angle, everything he needs to actually build the actual exhaust manifold.
You got it. Looks just like the last one, same size. The only difference between this one and the one that's in my other car, not internal wastegate.
External.
Slightly larger turbine housing.
I was gonna say, this looks bigger on the hot side.
Yeah, so we have a 1.05 AR instead of the 0.92 for the internal gate. So hopefully we'll get a little more top end, lose a little on the bottom, but being that it's just going to be a track car, it'll be all right.
Down there, so pretty much what he showed you earlier, where that collector was. The collector is going to be here, obviously, like he showed, and it's literally mounts straight to the flange for the hot side. There you can see. So it's gonna be freaking gnarly. All right, so mocked up a little collector here, but then I asked Mike, I said, so how are you gonna actually mount up the turbo? You need some sort of like bracketry or of some sort to actually get the turbo mounted there, so it's not just hanging from the manifold. And
so
you say,
and I say that the alternator was supposed to be right here.
Yep.
But the turbo actually has like little mounting holes in the CHRA. So I'll make a bracket off of that, and I'll actually put a push rod from there to there. So it'll be a nice little short guy. That'll suspend it there, and then I'll do another one up here to that turbo as well. Okay. And so that way it's kind of like locked in place, can't go up or down. it has to be, you know, kind of like, you don't want it to be too constrained, because as the exhaust heats up,
you got a little
cools
flex
down,
in there.
it needs to be able to move a little bit. So we use Heim joints so that it can actually kind of come forward and backward while still maintaining position up and down. So that'll be how I locate the turbo and make sure that it stays where I want it to stay. And that being said, because the alternator was supposed to be here, well, that's kind of going to be a problem. So there's actually a company called Suspicious Garage that makes a bracket that uses the AC compressor mounts here to put the alternator right here. And it's gets even better because we're not using power steering anymore. I'll be using an electronic power steering setup inside the dash area.
Okay, eliminates that.
So that eliminates the issues with the steering rod coming real close to the alternator, because that's obviously going to sit right kind of in this area here. They make a kit that allows you to use your water pump, crank pulley, and then they have just an idler set up here, so that way you can keep using the stock size belt. If you look at it, we have, ignore this because I will have to get corrected, but I don't want to change it yet. So it's actually kind of straightforward. We have 3 90 degrees, 4 90 degrees. We got 1 here, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 2 30-degree cuts. So 1, 2 30-degree cuts. And then we have 4 inches, 8 inches, and a ½ inch of straight. And that's literally this whole piece. There's only like 4 cuts. So we should be able to get all the pieces made, temporarily tacked in place, then fit it to the car and make sure it all fits. Tack it on the head. Once we know that it fits there, tack it all in place, start building the next runner. So that's kind of where we're at now.
So obviously the next step was to cut all the pieces, which he did here with this little bandsaw. And what did you call this thing?
Cut block.
A cut block. That's specifically just to get the angles, like the 15 degree, 30 degrees, stuff like that. Bada bing, bada boom. This is obviously the first runner here, and these are all the pieces that he needs to actually make it happen. So this piece there, mimicking that piece there. And I'm gonna keep it going. Anything else to add?
I'm gonna put this back in just to double check, make sure all the angles still line up. And then I think I'm gonna work from the collector end back. So this one, I mean, you can see it's almost straight, but I think it's gonna have a little bit of a kick to it. So I just want to find out exactly what that angle is gonna be before I do it, because I don't want to end up with it
all kinked in a way. Yeah,
exactly. I just want to make sure it fits correctly before we full send.
Full send. All right, so what? Only like 3 minutes later, right? First try, no issue. First one's pretty close to done. Tacked up, and we're liking the fitment.
Oh yeah.
All right. So Mike's going in, welding up the second runner. First one is actually pretty much done. Obviously, it's just all tacked together and then duct tape, just so we can get the general area, just to see once everything is fit and flowing. This next one here is almost pretty much done. We're gonna test it up again and see what it looks like.
Oh, way faster.
Yeah, it was way better. I mean, it was a little easier, right? I mean,
definitely. It didn't have as many curves.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that it was made of 2 90 degrees and 3 straight sections,
yeah,
that's pretty
I
good.
feel like when you just really break it down like that, it's actually a lot more like feasible. Because in the beginning, I had no idea what was going on, to be honest.
Right.
But it actually makes a lot of sense now.
I mean, and that's part of the benefit of this kit, is that you can really just take like little chunks,
Yeah.
and the more you add them up, you can kind of see, oh, well, like in the case of this one, we had a 15 degree angle here. We have a 30 degree angle there and a 45 degree angle there. 15 plus 30 plus 45 gives you 90.
Yeah.
Right? So you just take your 90 degrees, that's one weld L, and then cut it into 3 pieces. You just made all the bends for that one runner.
Nothing.
Our plate radius.
That one's gonna be hard, huh?
I might remake this one so that it uses all loose radius. I don't actually have a cut block for that. But we might make it so I can get a little more length out of it too. But assuming that nothing moved, it should just.
I mean, it fits nice, right?
I sure hope so.
It's just huge.
It's hard making it up as you go, you know? Like,
yeah. So now you guys can kind of see where he was just holding it down here. Like I said, or I was just kind of talking to the camera. This is where the turbo is going to go. It's going to go right down here. And I feel like now you guys can kind of visualize it better now that you can see the collector sitting here. And obviously the exhaust manifold feeding it there. So obviously turbo works off exhaust gas. This is what's going to spool this thing up. Everything comes in here, spools up hot side. Cold side is going to be here. Some sort of intake system is going to be right here. So it's going to be freaking gnarly. I'm excited for it. It's coming along.
It's coming along.
It's coming along.
Well, the cool thing is my idea for the intercooler is hopefully that the cold side comes out right here-ish.
Yeah.
It should be somewhere right in this area. I'm going to come straight up, go 90 or 45 right into the intercooler.
Oh,
right?
straight in.
Because it'll be V-mount.
Yeah.
So I can just go fucking straight up, straight in. And then it'll come straight out on this side. We'll do kind of a traditional style intake manifold, and that'll just come out right here, throttle body right there, straight over to the intercooler.
And it's done, just like that. It's over.
Done, it's
We're gonna
over.
leave it red.
Yep.
It's freaking perfect.
Because
We ran out. We ran out another whatever 1.5 inches, 2 inches. You guys can like get a way better picture of what this thing's gonna look like and how useful these things actually are. What's the company name?
IC Engine Works.
I'll put it in the description.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let them know. If you need to start building some stuff, I'm sure you guys probably already seen this before, but it's freaking badass. Any final words?
I'm excited. Took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take.
Yeah.
But learned a lot, and we should have a pretty cool header. I mean, it's we were shooting for equal length, but with the packaging constraints and everything like that, we had to make a couple of concessions. And I might still like change this area a little bit to get a slightly looser radius. That's a pretty tight turn. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty badass.
Yeah.
It's just cool looking.
Things fucking gnarly.
Gonna do the job, I hope.
These are pretty sweet. So, I mean, you're gonna let me know when. I'm sure you're gonna send me photos at some point. It's gonna be like already done, and I'm gonna be upset.
No, I will. I'm gonna start welding the third runner. So I'll get that third runner done for cylinder number 4. So it'll basically we'll do those 3 first.
Yeah.
And then I'll start coming back after these ones here. And then we're just gonna attack it a little by little. Yeah, it's
Fucking badass.
whoa.
That's sweet. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this and definitely learned something, as I'm sure you guys did. We're gonna catch you on the next one. Peace out.